Hello guys and welcome back to a new video. Today I'll be showing you guys how to make an reverse edit. Here's an example of what we are doing today.
Eu vou dançar, vou me acabar de espirocar. E bota a armada, tira, mostra como faz. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ele botando na minha chota me faz gemer igual uma puta. Ai, ai, que loucura.
Okay, let's get started. So, first you obviously have to create a composition in your project and put your song in, which I already did. I've also marked all the beats. I'm pretty sure the people watching this should know how it works, so I'm skipping the basic part. This is the song I'll be using.
Eu vou dançar, vou me acabar de espirocar. E bota a armada, tira, mostra como faz. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ele botando na minha chota me faz gemer igual uma puta. Ai, ai, que loucura.
Alright, so this is the song. I'll be doing a reversed low saturation intro on this one. So we are basically not adding an intro for this one. This is the same as a velocity edit, which I also did on my velocity tutorial. So we'll be basically skipping the intro, and the intro will be the whole edit just reversed. So we'll get instantly to the first marker part. I'll be editing Akaza, and we'll have to search some flow frames for him, which you can find in my Discord server. Link is below, and in my link tree as well. I've also wanted to thank for reaching 100k on TikTok. Thank you so much everyone. I really appreciate it. We've come so far. I've created this account a little bit over a year ago, and we've grown so far, so I really appreciate it, and we'll see how far we'll get in the future. For this song right here, we'll be doing a mix of anime and manga. So on these three markers here, these will be a anime clip, and on 4 and 5, these will be manga panels, as you saw in the example as well. So we'll go into our folder. In my case, I'll be doing Akaza, and then you'll have to search for clips that are moving. Don't search for clips where the camera is moving. This will just mess up. Also, it will mess up your zoom. It's not really a reverse edit, because you basically just reversing the zoom, which you'll be doing later on. So we only need the character movement. So since we need 1 2 3 4 5 6, we'll be just going and searching 6. So this one is a good one we can take. So we have one here, then we got one here. Also this one where he's licking his arm, so we got 3. This one as well where he's looking to the camera. This one where he's going down with his arms is good as well. And for the last one, I'm gonna pick this one. This is from the trailer, Infinity Castle trailer. So we'll put them all in and add them onto the project just like this. And then every clip is selected already. Just mute them all, activate frame blending 2 times, and add motion blur to it. Then we can just select them all and keyframe assistant. So you right click, keyframe assistant, and sequence layout. This will make them like a stair, I'd say. So it's not all above each other. This way you can easily look through them and move them around, so you have a little bit of a better view for your editing. So now we're going to pick the first clip, which will be most of the time the best flow frame you have, let's say it. So we'll be picking this one. Then we'll be doing time remap, and we can just increase the layer till the next marker, and then we'll go through it from which movement you'd like to use. So in my case, he's talking in here, and then at this part here, if we go frame by frame, so this one here, he has his tongue out on his arm and then movement going up. So we'll be keyframing this part here and then going forward till he ends it. So he ends it right here. We'll keyframe it, delete the first and last one, and just use the ones we need. If the whole flow frame is one movement, then you don't have to create ones like I did. So The first one will be at the beginning, of course, and then the second one we'll be putting in the middle of the layer. And then we have to copy the first keyframe here and just go to the end and paste it in. So it's just Ctrl Z and Ctrl V to paste it. And then we'll have to select the first two keyframes, put this graph in. You can also see the numbers here if you need the exact one I use, or you can just create it like this. So you just apply it for the first two. So it starts fast in, gets slow at the end of the keyframe. So in the middle it will slow out. And then on the last two it's basically reversed. So we'll be using this one. So it goes slow in and then fast out. We just apply it on, and then if we play it, it will look like this. Easily play it. On this case, there's something I need to fix. If we play it, we can see like 2 or 1 frame at the end that just, it's too much in my opinion. So if we go through it, this is just a bit too much difference, I'd say. So I just go like 2 frames back and then replace it, copy and paste it at the start as well. I'm gonna use the same graphs. Just like that. And then we go ahead and pick the next one. In my case, I'll take this. Time remap it, stretch it till the next marker, and then we'll just go through which movement I'll be taking. So I obviously want the one where he goes down, but since he does it basically almost the whole flow frame, it will be too much of a movement because I don't want it to be that fast. If you want fast reverse, then pick the whole thing where it's like a long movement. In my case, I'll be keyframing from here till maybe here, and then just putting to the start, copy it, paste it at the end, and this one should be about the middle. Same graphs, and then we'll look at it. Just like that. Then we can pick the next one. I'll be taking this, stretch it again. It's just the same progress. So in this case, this is a lot of movement. Also, as you can see, it's not perfectly flow framed, I'd say. So I'll be just using a short start and end. So this will be my end, and maybe this will be my start. And then we'll delete it, copy, paste, put it in the middle, just like that. And then we'll look at it. Yeah, this is pretty clean. And on these ones, as I said, it will be manga panels. So just search manga panels if you don't have any. Since it is happening 2 times and this will be 4, so I just use these 4 I have, put them in. Also going to cut them. We can do the same thing, so we can just go on Keyframe Assistant and sequence the layers. Now you can also select everything and press Ctrl, Shift, Alt and G. This will make the layers go scale it up as much as it needs to have the same size as your composition. Now we just have to match the length to the markers. Same here, basically already done. Pick these, move them here, since this will be putting on the 9 and 10. And then we just need the last 3, which we'll be using now. So we'll take this one as our first, time remap it, stretch. In this case, I do want the whole clip since it's a whole movement of his shoulders. So I'll just copy the first again, paste it at the end, put this in the middle, and apply the same graph here and the same one here for the last two. And then we can look at it again. It's a little bit fast, but it's not that hard, so I can just keep it. This one as my next. Time remapped, put at the start, stretched, and then I'll have to look where the movement is. So the movement starts here and it stops there. So I'll just take this part here, delete it again, and copy paste it. Same thing, apply the graphs. Very clean. And now this will be the last clip. In this case it has like a bit of text, and since it disappears I'm gonna just keyframe where it disappears so I don't have it on the screen pop up, and then I'm gonna go end it here. Same steps, put it about the middle, apply the graphs. In this case actually it is a really fast one, because the clip itself it slows down, so I'm gonna shorten it more up. So basically if the numbers between the first and the middle keyframe are a large gap, that means it moves a lot. If it's slower, it's smoother. So in my case it's like here 6 milliseconds, and the next one will be 24, and then it goes back to 6 on the last one. On this one it's 19 and goes to 41. So yeah, and now we just have to add the last manga panels, just like this. On this one his face is a bit more on the left side, so I'll just scale a bit in and move it to the left, more centered. And now we have to do positionings, which will be also like keyframed as the clips. So I'll just be picking the middle, this just suits it perfectly. And I will go to the middle keyframe of the time remap and then just move the positioning accordingly to the clip. So you just look at the clip, the first keyframe is like on his nose here, and then we go to the middle keyframe and look where his nose is, it's a bit more left, so we'll be centering it like this, so it's following the head, and it's the same thing, so we'll be copy the first and paste it on the end, applying the exact same graph so it follows it. And then we got the positioning for the first clip, same one on here. We'll pick our middle, which will be about here. You can just go look at the nose all the time, so we're a bit on the right side of the nose. We'll go to the middle time remap keyframe, move it again to the right side of the nose, copy the first and paste it at the end, apply the graphs. As you see, it works out perfectly. Same one on here. We'll be looking at the eyes now, so this is between the pupil and the end of the eye here on the right side. Go to the middle and go in the middle of the eye. Copy, paste it, same thing. And then we play it. We don't have to do anything on the manga panels. So next one will go at the center of his body. This one I won't be making position keyframes because he's like always in the center, his whole body. We just leave it like that. On the next one we can keyframe it. So we'll center the body so the middle is on his elbow here. Go to the middle keyframe and follow the elbow in this case. Keyframe, put at the end. Apply the graphs. And on the last one, I won't be doing it actually because it's like stays in the middle all the time. So we don't need it on that one. I can change this to the middle, the manga panel, so it suits it more. Don't forget to save your project all the time, which is really important. So we'll just save it. And then if we look at it, this is what we got so far.
Faz. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai.
And now we'll be adding zooms onto it. I already have the zooms done on the right side here, but I'll still create one just to show it. We'll create an adjustment layer, Control Alt and Y, cut it at the same length as the flow frame, and then we'll be adding the Sapphire, which you will get if you have the Sapphire plugin, which you can get in my Discord server. And then we'll create a keyframe for the Z disk, which will be 1 normally, and then we'll be going to the middle again and putting it to how much you want to zoom in. I just want to do like a light one, maybe like 0.7, put it at the middle. And then same thing, we'll be copying the first keyframe, which is the 1, and paste it at the end. So it's 1, 0.7 and 1. And then we'll be adding the same graphs.
Faz. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, que loucura. Ai, que loucura.
And on the next one, it has to be reversed. So basically, since this one zooms in and zooms out, the next one has to zoom out first. But since we have the first one zoom in and zoom out and duplicate it, it will also be zoom in. So we'll be deleting the last keyframe here, which is the 1. And we'll be switching these two with each other. So we're putting the 1 in the middle and the 0.7 till the start. Put the 1 in the middle and then copy paste it. Apply the graphs. And if we look at it, it will be a clean zoom. And then we just have to pick the first one again, which was the zoom in, and put it on the third one, just like that. Pick the one before it again, so it zooms in, and then since the clip, the adjustment layer zooms out at the end, this will zoom out as well. We'll just cut it how it suits it. But on the manga one, I won't be doing the same reverse as we did on the clips. This is also very short, we don't need it, which is a bit different. What we will do is delete the last keyframe and just put the one, in my case here, at the end. And we'll be adding this zoom graph, which I always use in my edits. So this is the one, you also can see the numbers here if you need it. Duplicating this, since it's not going to be reversed, we can duplicate it, and then we'll have to do the same one again. So we'll be putting this in the middle, copy pasting the first one, which is the 0.7. Then we'll be doing the same graphs as we did on the clips, so this fast one here, and on the last two this one again. So if you look at it slowly, this adjustment layer zooms out, which means the next has to go zoom out as well, and it keeps on zooming out, which the same manga one does as well. But then, since we have it reversed again, it zooms out and zooms in at the end, because the next one will be a zoom in again, so it suits it. So we'll be copying this one, which is the zoom in reversed, putting it just like that. And now if you look at it, since this goes out, it zooms in, and the next one zooms in as well. Also, if you need to adjust like the center point, you can just select the blur more curves effect on the effect controls, and you can see this center here, which you can like position however you want, so it will zoom into that point, and then we got it like this, and it will be the same steps again. So we have put it onto the next one, which will be the zoom out, and then it will zoom in again. I want it to be a bit centered, so we'll be putting the center point a bit higher in my point, putting the center point in the middle of the character at my clip here, just like that. Same thing, will be just copying the one before it, which was the zoom in, so this one zooms in. Since we changed it on that one clip, we have to do it on here again, the center point. You just have to look if you have changed it or not. And then we got the manga clips here, which we already did on these two. So we'll be copying them and just putting them on here, just like that. And that's it. So we can just select the first clip, hold shift and select the last layer we have here. So we select everything, duplicate it, Control and D, move everything up and put it at the start of the loop. Just look if the markers are all correct and aligned with the length of the layers. In my case, I just have to change this one onto the dot here. So just select every keyframe again and hold Alt, and then select the last keyframe and shift it till the end here. This one will be shifted one frame to the left as well, and on the end as well. So we'll be doing the same ones here, lining it up with the length of the layer, of the markers I meant. Same thing here, and it's done. So one last thing is, on the end of the last manga, since this zoom is reversed, you can actually delete it, because there's no other clip coming here, so we don't need to zoom in for the next one. So we can just put the one at the end here and just put the same graph, so it just continues and black fades out. So this is what we got. Just like that. And now you just have to render it, put it into Topaz, and I'll see you when I'm done with it. Okay guys, my Topaz is done now, so we'll be adding it into our project, putting it above all the audio stuff. You'll probably still have your raw clips, like the things we did now, underneath it. You can either delete it or you can just pre-comp everything, besides, like as I said, the MP3 stuff. Just pre-compose it and close it with the eye and audio if you want to keep it. That's what I often do as well, or you can just delete it since we don't need it anymore. But if you find any mistakes, you can't go back to it. You only can do it if you have like saved it on that time. But yeah, so we got the layer now here, Topaz. Looks like this. I've also have all the effects done because I've also already did this edit with Naoya, but I'll be showing you guys what you can do. So you can just put an adjustment layer for the exposure and the BCC lens blur. The first keyframe will be 2 on the exposure, and on the blur iris scale will be 20, and then you go like about 60 till 70% of the length and putting it onto 0 and putting this graph onto it. Also you can add a shake onto it if you'd like. I have my own shake here. And then on the next one it will be the same, but this time it will be like in the middle. So we'll be doing 2 in the middle and 20, and you go like about the end of the first adjustment layer here, and then just put it on 0, 0. go to 60 to 70% on the length here, and then put it on 0, 0 again. So it goes into the exposure and blur exactly when the clips change, and then goes out. It will be the same graph, so it will be this one, and on the last two it will be this one. And you can just copy paste it on every marker here. I've also marked it with pressing right click onto the adjustment layer and add marker here, so I can perfectly look if it's centered. If you come to the manga panels part here, the adjustment layers will be too long, so you just have to decrease the length as I did here, move the keyframes. And also I would recommend to not use exposure on the manga parts. It will look not good if white, like a white picture basically, gets exposure onto it. So I wouldn't recommend, so you just add your shake, and you can also do blur, which I have here. This is my shake. And then on the next one you can do the same thing, so you just put your shake on if you want, and then you blur and exposure. Copy paste it everywhere, and then you already got everything. You just copy everything like from here till the loop start, and then like duplicate it and put it onto the loop so it matches the first half of the edit. So recommend, if you add your color correction in, to watch out if the color correction is too much of a exposure, because in my case, as you can see, this looks fine, this is normal. But if I had add my normal without changing anything, my color correction, it would look like this. As you can see, it's too much. So I just changed the haze effect in my case on my Magic Bullet looks, decrease the strength of the haze, and you can also deactivate exposure if you have it, and it will be good. So you just cut it accordingly to the manga parts, and on the anime you can just put your regular color correction again. If you'd like to have my exact color correction you see right here, I've put it into my Payhip. The link is in my link tree, so if you'd like to buy it, check it out, so you have the exact same one I use in this one as well. So this is everything we got, and now we just have to export it. So you just go put it on AVI, press OK, and then you can just render it and then put it onto Topaz again, and then I'll see you when I'm done with Topaz again. Okay guys, my Topaz is done now, so we'll be putting it in again. Same thing with the effects part. You can just delete it if you'd like, or just pre-compose it. As you can see here, I have the raw part, so the clips and the zooms pre-composed, but everything turned off, of course. So just if I need it again, or if I edit the same song again, you don't really have to do much then. You have everything saved. It's way easier. And also the CC, which is the effects part I just explained, so the exposure, blur and shake, which I did. And now if we have put it in again, what you can add is your halftone if you'd like. I have a halftone edit on here, so a halftone effect, or you can do a ripple if you'd like. And so this is how the edit looks like.
E bota a armada, tira, mostra como faz. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ele botando na minha xota, me faz gemer igual uma puta. Ai.
Very clean. The only thing left is the intro. So as I said, I've already explained it in the velocity, but I'll just do it real quick on here as well. Have the whole edit layer here that we got from Topaz. We just duplicate it, move it to the start, and then we have to pre-compose it. Go to time and reverse time layer. Then we have to pre-compose it again. Activate time remap mode, put it to the start, and cut it when the edit starts. And then we just have to put the last time remap mode time remap keyframe on the end here when the edit starts, muted of course, and then we put hue saturation onto the pre-comp, go to master saturation, put it down. I wouldn't do it completely down, like maybe about here, and then we'll be adding the S mosaic one. We only have to change the pixel frequency, so you just do how many pixels you'd like to show and do it like this. Like, this is too much. We need to show like a lot of pixels, but not too less. If you have too less, it will look basically normal. So I'd say about here is fine. And then you can also add posterized time. This will change the FPS, so we'll just put it onto about 15, keyframe it like almost at the end, go to the end and put it on 60 again, which is the normal refresh rate. So this is the final edit.
Eu vou dançar, vou me acabar de espirocar. E bota a armada, tira, mostra como faz. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ai, ai, que loucura. Ele botando na minha chota me faz gemer igual uma puta. Ai, ai, que loucura.
Just like that. I hope the tutorial helped you guys. Leave a like and follow, and type into the comments what tutorial you want me to do next. And yeah, check out my Discord server if you haven't. There's flow frames, After Effects, plugins, most of the stuff you need. And yeah, I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.